But I think the biggest reason why I probably will pull the trigger ultimately, aside from my model telling me to, but when you look at the Patriots offense versus the Giants defense coordinator for New York, Wink Martindale, you think of a blitz happy DC, right? Like that's what he did with Baltimore. That's what he's doing with the Giants. The question, though, is what if he isn't blitz happy in a game like this? What if he only sends 4 pass rushers or fewer? Can the Patriots avoid secondary sacks? Well, the numbers say no. Part of the problem the Patriots are having right now is not so much, okay, the offensive line is breaking down all the time. Part of it is just really bad decision making, where if everybody's playing back and the pocket is clean, Mac Jones is still making mistakes. He has the 3rd worst EPA per dropback on non-blitzes among qualifying quarterbacks. And I look at that problem and I go, okay, how is Bailey Zappi going to fit that? Yeah, some of that is certainly decision making by the quarterback, but I don't know if Zappi is going to come in and fix the decision making. Like I expect that process is still going to be flawed just as much with him as it is with Jones right now. And so, given that and the overall tenor and the fact that they're going to be running the ball a good bit, the Giants will be, I think there are enough reasons why I think this spread is just too big. So, I will take the G-men at home here, begrudgingly, but I think I can still do it. It has felt like that Houston has had value when it comes to betting on them to win the AFC South. I mean, there was a time when their odds had it at 11-1. Certainly it's much shorter now, but I still feel like that there's value in this. I mean, look, Texans win this game, then they have the tiebreaker over the Jaguars. I believe the Texans have a much easier schedule the rest of the way just because the Jaguars have that first place slate. So, yes, lots of opportunities to sort of back the Texans here in some way, shape, or form. Even something as simple as an over team total is probably a safe play. I also think, too, that the first matchup between the two, which I know all too well because of Survivor, probably doesn't mean all that much here just because of all the fluky things that happened in that contest. There are probably still nuggets that you can extract from it, but I think for the most part, how both teams have played over the last few weeks, I think that's going to say a lot more about what the meeting will look like Sunday than say how they played against each other several weeks ago. Let's move on now to the Panthers and the Titans. Tennessee 3.5-point favorites at home with a total of 36.5. Low total, so we just automatically go with the under, right?
Automatically, yeah, right? You have to. I mean, both of these offenses are awful. Awful. Panthers, 31st in total offense, 29th in run, 29th in pass, 20th in third down conversion. And it's not much better over on the Titans side. 27th in total, 19th in run, 27th in pass, 27th in third down conversion. I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of points today. This total is insanely low for an NFL game, but I feel like that still has to be kind of the right side. I don't see these offenses doing a whole lot. And honestly, Panthers defense, I don't want to say it's been good. It's been decent, but that would be the bright spot of this team, I think.
I'm going to back the Titans here. My model has this as Tennessee -4.5 to -5. Maybe a better live opportunity depending upon what the Panthers try and do defensively. But even though Will Levis, he's had some lackluster performances, I still feel like against this defense that he can shine. Much as I love and admire and respect John Daigle, I'm taking the other direction here. This is my alternate spread of the week. I'm taking Browns -1.5 here, in large part because I think it's the outside run game that's going to dictate the outcome, because Denver has been dead last in success rate defending outside runs. And even though when you think of the Browns, you think of inside runs between the tackles, got to believe that Kevin Stefanski and company can help adjust this offense just enough, especially with an athletic quarterback in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Like, let's we not forget that he can take off and he can run. And I think that athleticism could matter a great deal. I also feel like, why don't we bring back the jet sweep? Why don't we have some receivers in motion a little bit and maybe have them run to the outside? So if I can ever find, say, like a prop with a receiver and their rushing yards for the Browns, That I think I'm probably going to like more than anything else, just because as much as we may have been impressed by this Denver defense in terms of the improvement they've made since the start of the year, I still feel like that there are some significant deficiencies, and defending outside runs might be the biggest one.
Speaking of a contender, Cowboys continue to look very good, but against bad teams. Like against, I guess we'll see in 2 weeks when they face Philly, but do you see them as being a legit contender down the stretch here and possibly a shot to win the Super Bowl? Just because we haven't seen consistency from them throughout the previous years here.
It's definitely encouraging that they're taking care of business. And I think that's important for this entire season. I don't have the metrics on me, but I guarantee you we've never seen this amount of blowouts in at least the last decade, where teams just comfortably beat their opponents by 20 plus points. And the Cowboys consistently do that. That's what makes me encouraged by their performances, even against weaker opponents. Not only that, but I'm still looking, and I got this at 22-1 a couple weeks ago ahead of the Panthers game. I got it again at 16-1 on Monday. I still think people should right now at BetMGM give Dak Prescott for MVP a very hard look, because think about what they're doing right now on offense. The Cowboys are even passing at the league's 5th highest rate with a 2-score lead. They don't even run the ball to pad their leads anymore. They just give it to Dak to take care of business through the air, even in the second half. Not only that, but Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, the Cowboys' week 14 and 15 opponent, have better numbers for MVP right now. And if the Cowboys take care of business and beat those two opponents, I could see Dak surging. Right now, I really do think it comes down to Brock Purdy and Prescott, although both of their numbers still lack. I think they're the two favorites. Those are the only two people I'm really considering for MVP right now. And at least in terms of primetime television, Dak did it yesterday. Brock did not.
We've got Michigan as 3.5-point favorites. It is a little juice at -115 in Ohio State's direction. Total is 46.5. How are you playing it?
I'm going with the Buckeyes this weekend. You asked me earlier in the season, week 5 or 6, I would have told you all day I'll be betting Michigan in this one. But I feel kind of like the script has flipped. Say that 10 times fast. In terms of there's more momentum on Ohio State's side right now, especially with Jim Harbaugh not being on the sidelines in this one. Because if you look at how J.J. McCarthy has performed with and without Harbaugh on the sidelines, there's a pretty drastic difference. 6 games with Harbaugh this season, McCarthy's averaging 240 yards, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. You take Harbaugh off the sidelines, 5 games without him, 180 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So turning the ball over a whole lot more without Harbaugh, and you can't do that in a game like this against Ohio State when the margin for error is so slim. And part of what I really like about Ohio State right now is Kyle McCord is not the same caliber quarterback that we've seen the Buckeyes have in the past. Not the same caliber as CJ Stroud last year, but what Ohio State has done really well is its defense has stepped up throughout the early parts of the season when the offense was kind of struggling a little bit and McCord was having to work through some things and kind of just get into the rhythm of this offense. So the offense has taken a longer time to kind of catch up, but their defense has allowed them to do that. And now over the past couple of weeks, McCord's been playing fantastic and he's kind of hitting his stride right at the right time heading into this game. So a little momentum for Ohio State, some issues and bumps in the road for Michigan State. Barely got past Maryland last week. That was a little bit of a sweat. And not having your head coach and all those distractions, that has to come to fruition at some point. Not going to say the Buckeyes for sure win this game outright, but I really like them getting the points, especially getting that hook.